I'd like to call this meeting of the Lakota Board of Education to order today, January 9th. Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. D.
Here.
Ms. Casper.
Here.
Ms. French.
Here.
Mr. Horton.
Here.
Ms. Schaefer.
Here. Do I have a motion for approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Ms. French.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to open the floor for nominations for board president for the 2025 school year.
I would like to nominate Julie Schaefer as president, please.
I will second that.
Any other names brought forward? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll. Is that
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Ms. French.
Yes.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
yes? Now we have, thank you, I guess I should, thank you for that,
We didn't give her an opportunity to
for,
say that.
for the nomination and for the vote. I look forward to continuing to lead the board and all the work we started last year.
She was doing a great job.
So with that, I'll open the floor to nominations for the vice president.
I'll nominate Kelly Casper.
I will second that nomination.
Any other names brought forward? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Ms. French.
Yes.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
I think.
Now we'll move to approvals. We have 5A, membership renewal with the Ohio School Board Association. B, electronic school management news subscription. C, membership to the Consortium of State School Board Associations. D, legal assistance fund. E, electronic briefcase subscription. And F, the Ohio Education Policy Institute membership. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Ms. French.
Yes.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. We'll move to 6A, which is motion to approve the legislative liaison to serve as the delegate at the OSBA Capitol Conference and appoint an alternate. Last year, we had Mr. Horton as our liaison and Mrs. Casper as our alternate. Would we like to continue with those two individuals?
Are you in?
Yeah, I would love to continue if that's the will of the board.
If nobody else wants to, I will.
I support that.
All right, I don't think we've ever had the alternate, but
I know. Never say never.
We'll have you down. All right, if there's no further discussion, Adam, please call the roll.
Do we have the motion?
I'm sorry.
Who had the motion, rather? Sorry.
There was
They
not a
just
motion.
said, you're right,
I'll
I
make
just
it.
asked them if
skipped
they
right
were
to discussion,
interested.
so-
You're right, thank you. See, you'd think I didn't have a year of practice. Do I have a motion to appoint Doug as the delegate and Kelly as the alternate?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Ms. French.
Yes.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. All right, now we go to committees, and according to our policy, this is an appointment by the board president, but we've always tried to get feedback from everyone of what they were interested in. So I have collected that, and I have a proposal based on what people's interests and availability were. Some of these committees are a little challenging to get to depending upon your work schedule and whatnot, so we would need to make a couple changes. So I would propose that for policy, we have Christina and Doug. For business advisory, we have Isaac and Christina. For community engagement, we have Kelly and Christina. For facilities, we continue with Julie and Kelly, with all board members able to participate as they are able. For
So would
fi-
that be all? We would put that as all then?
If that's what you would like to do, okay.
That
We
way
will do it
everybody can
all.
participate, yeah, we'll do all for
But
that.
attendance is,
Is as needed.
It's,
we just-
if you
Just
can't
like
make
it
it, you
has
can't
been.
make it.
Yeah.
We would just need
So
to
you
have
better
three
put
to have
down
quorum.
all and then just do the same thing we've done this year? With the okay.
Yep.
All right, so we'll have to continue to work like we did this year to, if we are not going to be able to get to three, we're gonna have to let them know ahead of time so we can cancel, so if we could,
Yeah.
if people can make us aware of their ability to attend. And then finance would be Julie and Doug. And then we haven't had a legislative
gonna say that
committee,
was
so
supposed to be
we
taken
would
off.
remove
we were
that
gonna-
legislative
we were gonna
committee.
Do that 'cause we don't have one.
All right, so we don't need any
That's not a vote,
vote,
right?
is my understanding.
Correct.
So we'll continue to move forward with 8A on the agenda to establish the Board of Education regular meeting dates, times, and locations. And we have those attached on board docs. If anyone, hopefully everyone has had an opportunity to review those. We did try to work around some different meetings where people would be out of town, trainings, that type of thing. Gave everybody the opportunity if they would be unavailable because of other commitments. So I know we've had to make one sort of later change because of a conflict where we didn't realize that the Ohio School Board Association meeting was gonna be a week later than we anticipated.
Yes, correct. Normally that falls like the first or second week of November. It's actually a week later next year, so that November 17th date, we need to look at a different date because ideally we would be at OSBA at that time. So we have 2 date options. We only have 1 meeting in November, so we don't have that planning meeting, so it'll be a 1 meeting month. We could either look at November 10th or November 24th.
When's Thanksgiving?
That's probably the week of the
Thanksgiving.
24th. I feel like the 10th
I
would
think the
probably
10th is
be.
probably a better option. What does everybody think? What are your work schedules, Doug and Isaac, out-of-town schedules?
Yes, Thanksgiving is on the 27th, so that
Yeah,
would
so
be, yeah.
We should do the 10th.
10th is fine.
10th, okay?
10th works.
Okay.
But it would be an evening session?
Evening, English.
Yeah.
Just the
Okay.
one.
All right, we will get that date updated.
I do have a conflict with the
Oh.
February 24th board meeting
Okay.
date. I wasn't sure if we were supposed to talk about that before this meeting or here at the meeting.
You'll be gone?
I'll be out of town February 24th.
If everybody else can be here, we would still have quorum. Is that okay with you, or?
I think the issue was we looked at the 17th, but that's President's Day.
Yeah.
And so to bring it up, you would have been having the planning meeting on the 4th and then the regular meeting like the Monday following, which would have been the 10th. It's the President's Day weekend is what creates that conflict. So we'd be either looking at keeping the 24th or moving that to the 10th with a planning meeting kind of 4 days prior.
Okay, so are you, like, if we bumped it 1 day, would you still be out of town, or is it, like,
I'm out of town the 21st through the 25th.
So we
I
could,
would be back the evening of the 25th, so if
so you'd have the 26th, 27th, or 28th? That would be a little bit out of our cadence with Mondays and
Right,
and
so-
Is this a planning
Tuesdays,
meeting
but
or a?
this is a regular
board
meeting, so an action meeting.
I'm fine either way, what's the will of the board, to leave it the 24th or bump it to the 25th, right?
No, are you back on the 25th?
I'm back on the 25th.
Do you think that's harder for community members to understand if it's not on a Monday?
I did worry about that, but, okay, I can't find my February calendar. So we're talking the.
We would just bump the
Yeah.
meeting from the 24th to the 25th.
I'd like to move it to the 25th, just to, that way we have as much input as
Okay.
possible. I know, just given that time frame, there's a lot that's going to be on
Yep.
potentially on
Only
the
one
agenda.
day.
And I'll make a note on this, like on
That-
our
that's a
sheet, that this
Tuesday.
isn't, you know, a regularity, that it's a Tuesday, not a
just
Monday. So we don't think that we've all lost our minds and just have the wrong date, so I'll
Yeah.
make a note of
Yeah,
that.
I like the 25th because it's,
Thank you.
it's
Of
just one day
course.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so
Instead of,
this is a
like, maybe
Tuesday,
28.
okay?
Yep, and
I appreciate that.
So our change would be February 24th to the 25th for the regular meeting, and then in November, because of the conflict with OSBA, we would move that to November 10th.
November 10th.
And I'll get these updated and posted in board docs as well.
Not to be outdone, but April 21st is, I'll be out of town for work. So,
Okay.
and I'm out that entire week. So,
So we could
Shifting.
look at the 14th, which is spring break, so that's probably not doable, that's why we didn't look at that. Or we could look at the 28th.
I'm good with the 28th if we want to switch to the,
I will not be here on the 28th, so,
oh,
which is fine.
well, but
Well,
if we
but
shouldn't
then-
switch to
yeah, we
something
shouldn't
that
Yeah,
it's
switch
not
to
I mean,
going to.
you
I
can't
think
do.
that's a hard month because of spring break,
yep.
so I don't, it's up
Is
to
there
you
any
guys.
difference in the 29th or 30th?
Is that a different day? Can
It
we
is a
do that?
different
or
day. It's a
Wednesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
I hate to keep moving the day.
Are
Is
you,
the 28th on a Monday?
It
28th is on a Monday.
Go ahead and do the 28th, I'll work something out.
Okay, so we're moving April 21st to the 28th.
Oh my God, I'm not sure what, I've already looked through this, I thought,
That's what I thought, I thought we'd already gotten everybody's date.
I don't know.
Well, if it's a chance, we can look to change it at the
Yeah.
next meeting.
28th from the
Twen-
21st, correct?
Yep,
April 20, I've got notes all over the place.
Okay.
That may or may not be accurate when I go to put them in my calendar. April 20.
If it causes conflict, then we could look to change it.
and I will have Melissa send out calendar invites, so
Yeah.
we're all working from the same dates. We
Right.
don't have, especially because of those unique kind
Sure.
of irregularities, so I'll make sure to get those on the calendar.
Yeah, and
For all of us.
keep in mind, I'll send out the big notice with all of these, once we have that all, established with committee meetings and all.
Right.
And if we do have a change, we can always notice a separate change of date, if need be.
So we've only changed just 2 to a Tuesday.
We've only changed one to a Tuesday.
And-
What? Oh, that's right, 'cause the 28th Monday, that's right.
Tell me the November change one more time.
The November day will go to the 10th, November 10th.
Thank you.
And Adam, just given the cadence of things, I'm assuming now that June 30th will be the budget close meeting?
That's
We
that final
typically had to
financial
do, but
meeting.
Got a different, but
Yeah,
it
push
just
it to the end.
coincides with this? Awesome.
right, we often have to have a meeting like on a Friday morning or something at the end of June in order to do year-end closeout, but because we are fortunate enough to have the last Monday in June,
It just worked out
the
this
last day
year.
of June,
Every
we don't
7
have to do
years.
anything
Works
unusual.
to our favor.
As long as we have, honestly, as long
Every
as we have
7
a
years.
couple days, as long as it's a
Yeah.
couple days left, it's not really a big deal. But what you don't want to do is have that happen like a week or a week and a half, 2 weeks in advance, and then that really freezes things up until we flip into the next year. So having it as far out as possible just gives us a little more flexibility with running purchasing and all that.
So that will be one that's not odd this year.
I know, every 7 years it works in our favor.
And then just for planning purposes, on June 17th, we have a board work session, so a morning meeting from 7 to 9, and then we were planning a retreat. You know how we normally have a summer retreat? June's a nice month as we're finalizing goals for the previous years and just discussing. So probably looking at a 10 a.m. start time for the retreat, give or take, 10 to about 4, just for planning purposes, just so you have
I'm
that.
sorry, 10 to what time?
4.
what date is that?
That is the
June
17th.
17th, so it's the same date that was on the calendar, but it was just, we had put a retreat on here
Yeah.
to hold the space, but we hadn't talked about time.
So roughly 10 to 4, if we get done, we can make it 9 to 4, but roughly about a 4 o'clock stop time, just so.
And
you
that way
can-
we only have one day instead of the 2
Correct.
days like we did in August.
All right, anything else with the calendar? So do I have a motion to approve the board calendar as amended?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Ms. Casper?
Yes.
Mr. Horton?
Yes.
Mr. D?
Yes,
Ms. French?
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer?
Yes. Now 9A, to establish a board service fund by ORC 3315.15, which provides for the setting aside from the general fund a sum not to exceed $2 per student or $20,000, whichever is greater, to be used only in paying expenses of Board of Education members in the performance of their duties effective July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026.
so moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
So this is the one where
For
we do the
expenses.
$2 because,
Correct.
okay.
I thought we made that update in the,
I thought you were
Meeting as
supposed to.
well.
Yeah,
Yep,
We did,
We-
yep.
we did.
yeah, it was
Did that
supposed to be,
change?
we talked about
that's right.
updating.
it is right, okay.
Yeah, it's right
It's
on
right
there.
here, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Any
So
further
confusing.
I am
discussion?
too.
Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. For item 10, we need a motion to authorize the members of the board to attend workshop seminars and meetings for the professional development held by organizations the board holds membership with and to benefit the governance, academic, or financial status of the district. Professional development held by other organizations shall require approval by the board to attend. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. 11, to authorize the superintendent on behalf of this board to accept resignations which have been submitted by employees during times when this board is not in session, subject to a follow-up ratification by this board, provided, however, that upon ratification by this board, such resignations shall be deemed effective as of the date and time of the superintendent's acceptance. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Item 12 is to authorize the superintendent during periods when the board is not in session to make offers of employment directly to candidates for either teaching or non-teaching positions on behalf of the board and to acknowledge acceptance of such offers on behalf of this board, subject to a subsequent vote of ratification by this board, provided, however, that upon ratification by this board, the employment shall be deemed effective as of the date and time of the employee's acceptance of the superintendent's offer. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Item 13, I love reading all these. To adopt the following resolution to secure tax advances from Butler County. Whereas Ohio Revised Code Section 321.34 provides that the Board of Education of an Ohio Public School District may request from the appropriate county auditor advance payments of tax funds assessed and collected for and on behalf of such school district. And whereas the aforesaid statute requires that such requests be made by a formal resolution and that such advance payments of tax funds be paid to the treasurer of the school district, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of the Lakota Local School District that, Section 1, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 321.34, the Board of Education of the Lakota School District hereby requests that the Butler County Auditor advance to the treasurer of the Lakota Local School District taxes assessed in 2024 for and on behalf of the Lakota Local School District and collected in 2025. Do I have a motion?
So
So-
moved.
Second.
Christina and Kelly?
Can you repeat the motion?
No.
Is there
Any further
Yes, can you
discussion?
repeat?
Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Item 14, to authorize the treasurer to pay bills as per appropriations to and invest funds when possible. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Item 15, to adopt the tax budget as presented. Do I have a motion to approve the tax budget?
So
And or
moved.
adopt the tax budget?
Second.
All right. Any discussion?
We did have the tax budget hearing today at 3 and didn't have anyone in attendance.
All right. Anything further? Hearing nothing, Adam, please call the roll.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. We have a motion to approve a resolution of attendance at community events. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer?
Yes. Item 17, to approve Frost Brown and Todd LLC, Ennis Britton Company, LPA, Bricker Graydon LLP, and Peppel and Wagner LTD for legal counsel representation on an as-needed basis. Do I have a motion to approve these law firms?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
I'll take
Take
Christina.
Christina.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. Horton?
Yes.
Ms. French?
Yes.
Mr. D?
Yes.
Ms. Casper?
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer?
Yes. And now that might have been the fastest organizational meeting we've ever had. So now we have, I will pull us into recess, and we have until 6:30 to begin our regularly scheduled meeting. So unfortunately, we cannot begin that prior to what we put in the announcement of when it will begin. So
All right.
we are in recess, and enjoy your hour and 10 minutes.
Like, what do we do? Who's going to get dinner?